Okay, thank you for the introduction. So I will talk about my work on the problem of sampling from a log-concave distribution with which has a support which is compact. Okay. So Nicolas will present a poster tomorrow. So if you want some more details about this work, you can see. So just I want to begin with some motivation. So why I'm concerned with the problem of sampling from given target distribution pi. It comes from Bayesian inference, okay, where in general you have some measure, target measure, which will be the a posteriori distribution from a statistical model, okay, and for doing Bayesian inference, for using Bayesian tools, you need to compute some integral with respect to pi, okay. But in general, you cannot have some IID sample from pi, and so you cannot use directly Monte Carlo techniques, usual Monte Carlo techniques. So you can. A common solution for this is to define a proper Markov chain xk for which pi is invariance. Okay. So why is that? So here I will, in fact, just give you some notation and some introduction to Markov chain theory. So for you to understand the problem, so consider Markov chain xk. I will then consider the Markov kernel associated with this Markov chain, which I will denote by P. So it just means that nu P will be the distribution of x1 if my Markov chain is started at nu. Okay, just x0 distributed according to nu. And then so you can also define nu pk, which will be the distribution of the iterates. Okay, and then I will say that distribution in a probability distribution pi is invariant for my Markov kernel P. If I start from pi, all the iterates of the successive iterates will be also distributed according to pi. Okay, it is just this relation here, and it is equivalent to say that pi p is simply pi. Okay, and so why consider such a Markov kernel? Because if pi is invariant for a Markov kernel P, then you have a law of large number, okay, saying that if you consider the empirical mean of the f of xi, then this empirical mean converges to the integral of f with respect to pi, which is the quantity of interest. Okay, so the conclusion to this, so if you want to approximate pi f, you need to build a Markov kernel P, which target pi, and it is the core of MCMC method. And one of the most famous example, for example, it's the Metropolis scaling algorithm or the Gibbs sampling. Okay. So the problem is that you can, the law of large number is not really quantitative, okay? You just converge, but you don't have any rates. And to measure the efficiency of MCMC method, you need to have some quantitative results. And for this, we will take some distance on the set of probability measure, and we will measure the convergence, okay, of the iterate of my Markov kernel to pi in this talk in the total variation distance. So I just measure the convergence of the distribution of the successive iterate of Markov chain to pi. And here in this talk, we are very particularly interested in the problem of sampling from a log-concave distribution, which has for support a convex body of Rg. Okay, so log of P will be minus infinity outside some region. And so the problem of sampling such a distribution I've been the subject of a lot of work, in particular. So a lot of work was focused on analyzing the Metropolis scaling algorithm and the hit and run algorithm to sample such probability distribution. But here in our approach is more in a spirit that's for a recent paper by Bubeck and Eldon and Leake, we analyze the projected Langevin Monte Carlo. Okay, so just some settings to give you some the intuition behind the method. So let's assume for the moment that the target density pi is positive, okay, associated with some potential u, and which has density with respect to the Lebesgue measure, and associated with a potential u. And we assume, as usual, that u is gradient Lipschitz, so it's the usual framework. So as it was said before, in this case, okay, you can consider the Langevin diffusion associated with U, which is simply this simple Socratic differential equation. So under the status assumption, which is good, so you have a unique strong solution of your SDE, YT, which is Markovian, and it's associated with some semigroup PT, which is Markovian semigroup PT. So it is somehow like in the discrete setting. Okay, it just means that new PT is a law of YT star C and Q. And so this semigroup has a lot of good property and. Has a lot of good property, and in particular, so under my assumption on U, you have even the convergence of the semigroup to pi in total variation norm. Under very mild assumption, you don't need even not dissipativity. It is very simple to have this result. Okay, but if you want to have some weights, on the contrary, you need to have quite some condition on your potential. So it has been proposed, based on this result, it has been proposed in several papers to use some discretization of this Langevin dynamics, okay, to get approximate sample from your diffusion, in order to have, after some iteration, some sample close to pi, okay, so, and here we'll consider as the author talk, the Euler-Maruyama discretization of the Langevin diffusion, which defines the Markov chain xk by the following recursion, okay, where here gamma, contrary to Harnack, is my step size, and zk is in sequence of IID Gaussian random variables. Okay, so now the thing is, so you have now an homogeneous Markov chain, okay, assisted with some Markov kernel R gamma, and so under appropriate condition on U, very minor assumption, this Markov kernel has a unique invariant distribution pi gamma. But the problem is that in most cases, this invariant distribution is different from pi. Okay. But however, recent works, in fact, analyze, the complexity of the discretization to approach the target density pi, even if it is not exact. Okay. Meaning that if you take some target precision epsilon, you can find a step size gamma small enough and number of iteration n, such that your sample, the sample of the discretization will be close to pi, okay, from a target, from a precision target epsilon after big N iteration. And so everything is explicit, and you can analyze the complexity in the dimension of the algorithm, the Harnack side. Okay, but here we are focused on the problem where so pi is just support on a convex body. Okay, so here I suppose that the support of P is a convex body K, and so I assume that my potential U will have the following form. It is the sum of some function f, which will be concave is smooth enough, and the convex indicator function of K. So, in fact, my co-author and I suggested in a recent work to regularize, in fact, the convex indicator function in U, okay, in such a way that your new potential, okay, your regular version of U will be still convex, okay. It will be continuously differentiable and gradient Lipschitz, and you can make it quite close to the original target distribution pi. Okay, and so for this we propose just to use the Moreau-Yoshida envelope of pi, of the convex indicator function of K. So it is simply for a given regularized parameter lambda, it is simply the distance of x to K divided by 2 lambda. And so then, based on this regularization, you can consider the regularized version of U, which will be just, in fact, the original function f plus the regularized version of your convex indicator function. And so you can define then your new potential U lambda, okay, based on this regularization, and you apply the Euler-Maruyama discretization to associated with U lambda. And you use this discretization to get approximate sample from pi. So here, for our paper in Colt, we analyze, in fact, the complexity of this algorithm to get approximate sample from pi, okay, and in particular we're interested in the dimension. So, in fact, we under some conditions, so you can see the poster for this. If you fix the precision parameter epsilon, and so you begin from starting point x, okay, you can find a regularization parameter lambda and a step size gamma, such that you will have appropriate sample from pi with a given algorithm, okay, for a precision target for the precision target epsilon, with a number of iterations which is of order d to the 5, okay. So we have also similar bounds for the Wasserstein distance, and just a few words in 30 minutes, in 30 seconds this. So the proof is just, we use basically we decompose the distance between the discretization associated with u lambda and pi in two terms, okay. As in fact the discretization target p lambda, we consider the distance between the discretization and pi lambda, and consider the distance between pi lambda and pi. And so in fact what we have done is that to control explicitly the distance between pi lambda and pi. Okay. So thank you very much for your attention. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Do you think it's possible to have more of an interior barrier rather than something than the barrier on the exterior, so that you demonstrate the change to the inside?
I have not thinking about it, but maybe it's a good idea. Yes, I don't have any answer. I didn't.
Okay, let's thank the speaker again.